Today's story is The Plotchkins. The Plotchkins. And when they're talking about the plot, we're talking about the plot of a story. So it happens in the story, like the beginning, the middle, and end. Henrietta loved to read. Soon she had read every book on the farm a dozen times. So she went to town to find more. She spotted people carrying books out of the library. She went inside to wait in line. When it was Henrietta's turn, the librarian said, "We have nothing for chickens here. Try the feed store." Frustrated, Henrietta clucked at the top of her lungs. "What? What? What?" "Well, why didn't you say so?" The librarian handed her 3 books. Henrietta was in reading ecstasy. Every day she read to her aunts, then returned the books to the library for more. Marissa, Golda, Liz. One day, Henrietta said, "Reading books is so much fun. Writing books must be exhilarating." She searched the shelves until she found a book about writing. The librarian was impressed. When she got home, Henrietta read, "Rule number 1, you need a main character." "That's me, Aunt Golda. I'm the main hen here. The character should be interesting." "That's me." "No, me." Aunt Golda won because she was the oldest. Henrietta found a typewriter and began to peck out a story. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Aunt Golda. Rule 2, you need to hatch a plot. A plot of land? No, a plot is what happens in the story. It starts with Rule 3, give your main character a problem. "I don't want any problems." "Me neither." "No way." "Then I'll make up a character. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Maxine. Rule 4, develop your plot by asking what if. What if Maxine goes in the woods alone? Her mother should tell her that's dangerous." Maxine went walking alone in the rooms, even though her mother told her it was dangerous. Something bad will happen. A wolf might get her. Suddenly, Maxine saw a wolf following her down the path. Then the wolf catches Maxine. The end. Good story. Maxine can't be caught. She must save herself. What if she shoots the wolf with a cyberspace ray gun? Wolf is toast. The end. Good story. That's silly. Hens don't have guns. Rule 5, write what you know. What if she hides? We hide from hawks every day. Maxine hid under a bush. Then the wolf gets bored and leaves. The end. Good story. He can't leave yet. Rule 6, build suspense. Build a fence? Suspense to make the reader worry. The wolf sniffed a smell, a delicious, the wolf sniffed. "I smell a delicious young hen nearby." He started creeping towards Maxine's hiding place. Then he eats her. The end. Good story. Not yet. Rule 7, make your story come alive by using all 5 senses. Maxine heard the wolf growl. As he came closer, she saw his sharp teeth and smelled the wolfly body odor. When he was nearer, she felt the heat of his icky breath. Then she stuck her head through the leaves. Maxine tasted the bile rising from her gizzard. Then Maxine dies of fright. The end. Good story. That's not the end. Endings are the hardest part. Maxine's mother swoops in to save her in the nick of time. No, Rule 8, the main character must solve their own problem. Maxine gathered her courage, then she plunged her sharp beak into the tip of the wolf's tender nose. The wolf howled in pain and ran off, never to be seen again. That end. Good story. Not a good story, it's a great story. Now I'll revise until it's perfect, then send it to the publisher. Dear publisher, I'm sending you The Pearls of Maxine, a book about a chicken. I'm well qualified to write this story because I'm a chicken. I know how chickens think, feel, and what a chicken likes to read. Exactly yours, Henrietta. Many, many, many months later, the publisher sent a rejection letter. Dear Miss Henrietta, we do not publish books written by chickens. Even if we did, we wouldn't want this one. We didn't like it. Don't quit your day job. Have a nice life. Hunter Fox, editor. The ants were devastated, but Henry vowed not to brood over her rejection. I'll make my own book. Yellow, yellow plus magenta, yellow magenta plus sign, yellow magenta sign plus black. When the book was finished, Henrietta gave one to the librarian. You should be reviewed, the librarian said. Send it to the corn book. So Henry mailed it off. When the corn book review came out, it said, Henrietta, the Pearls of Maxine. Henrietta lays an egg with her first book. We hope this is her last book. The Pearls of Maxine shows why chickens should ever write. It's ordiferous. Ordiferous means it stinks. End of story. So she got a bad review. I'm going to keep writing, Henrietta said, but her feelings were hurt, and a little voice inside her kept saying, chickens shouldn't ever write. Henrietta's heart wasn't into writing anymore. She even stopped going to the library, but her aunts missed hearing Henrietta read, so they bugged her until she went to get some books. Henrietta was embarrassed. Had the librarian seen the awful review? The Pearls of Maxine by Henrietta, voted best book of the year by our story out for children. The children love your book. Will you read it? When Henrietta went to the story room, the children cheered. She read it with dramatic expression, of course. All the children heard words, buck, 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 buck. It didn't matter. They knew the story by heart. The Pearls of Maxine. Once upon a time, there was a hen named Maxine. Maxine went walking alone in the woods, even though her mother told her it was dangerous. Suddenly, Maxine saw a wolf following her down the path. Maxine hid under the bush. The wolf sniffed. I smell a delicious young hen nearby. He started creeping towards Maxine's hiding place. Maxine heard the wolf growl. As he came closer, she saw his sharp teeth and smelled his wolfly body odor. When she was nearer still, she felt the heat of his icky breath. When he stuck his head through the leaves, Maxine tasted the bile rising from her gizzard. Maxine gathered her courage. Then she plunged her sharp beak in the tip of the wolf's tender nose. The wolf howled in pain and ran off, never to be seen of again. The end. So I think the story is like she keeps getting rejected, but then someone ends up liking it. The kids end up really liking her story. So I think that's true with a lot of things, especially books. We don't all like the same books, but someone's going to like it probably. So yeah, that was the Plot Chickens. Hope you enjoyed.